crap, what is this, like take 37? I don't know what's wrong with me today. My friends, it's Sean Vigue with SeanVigueFitness.com. You have a question for me, you put it in the comment section below and I'll do my best to get to it. I get a lot of emails and comments every day. I'm way behind, I apologize. So this is a great way to get those questions out there. Got them in my hand. Before I do this, make sure you head out or just right from your computer, go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever, and order my new book, Power Yoga for Athletes from Fair Winds Press by me, Sean Vigue. You're not sure where it is, just type in my name. Type in Power Yoga for Athletes. It's selling like crazy. I appreciate that. You can order it right to your door at 25% off or go out to Barnes & Noble, snatch it up, take a photo with it, tag me in it on social media. I appreciate that. Now in my hands are the questions for today. I'm going to keep them short because brevity is the soul of wit. Tell me what play that is from, along with your question down below. What are your thoughts on bodybuilding? Bodybuilding, the process of training muscle groups to failure, tearing them down, those little microscopic tears in your muscles. So you're always going for bigger muscles. I have a lot of clients who are bodybuilders. I used to do it back in my 20s. I'm 41 in 2 weeks now, so I'm kind of moving away from that because it definitely puts a lot of strain on your body, especially your joints. But you know, you add in core strength and flexibility training, and it'll make a huge difference in your performance, how quickly you recover, your flexibility, and of course your overall control. So if you are a bodybuilder out there, I know a lot of my followers are, keep doing my workouts. Keep doing them, and they will definitely improve your performance. How'd you get into yoga? Before I was in the fitness biz, I worked professionally in theater for about 12 years. I trained as an operatic baritone, actually. Singer-actor, and I was a reluctant dancer. I really didn't want to, so when I would go to New York City a lot to audition and just hang out with girls and stuff, other actors, I would take dance classes. By the way, it was at Broadway Dance Center. It was with Sue Samuels. I know some of you out there watching probably know her, or have taken classes at Broadway Dance. But in those classes, it was like jazz and modern and stuff. We started doing yoga. We do yoga for the intro, for the warm-up, and yoga at the end of the class, and also some Pilates. So that's how I first got introduced to yoga and Pilates. Where and how did I meet Addie? Well, I was at a bar. No, Addie's my dog. She's laying right down there. My wife and I wanted to get a puppy, so she was checking PetSmart every day. This was in Florida, and we found this litter of 7 dogs. It was part of a rescue. By the way, I always recommend rescuing a dog or a cat, an animal, if you're a responsible person, because it's a wonderful, wonderful way to give these animals loving homes. And we got Addie. It's not really that exciting of a story. Brought her home. She was great until we put her in the crate. We were crate training her where she turned into a demon dog. I've never heard or seen anything like that. She was terrible. I mean, you look at her now, she's so sweet, but demon dog, demon dog. And that's how we met Addie. And right with that, how did I meet Jillian? How did I meet my wife? I met my wife in one of my Pilates classes in Florida because I got into teaching fitness classes so I could pick up women. What is your pre-workout meal or drink? Let me say I've cut out all supplements. I don't do supplements anymore. Before I work out or I film, I always just have like a little more than a half cup of black coffee. Perfect. I want to learn how to do pull-ups. How can I work up to doing pull-ups? Pull-ups, 2 things you can do. The second one's a little weird if you don't like being hugged. First one is just put a chair underneath you. So when you're doing the pull-ups, you can push off on the chair and just focus on the negative part as you come down first. Oh, another thing too is those little push-up assist machines where you put your feet on them. Most gyms have those. The other one I was talking about is you can have a spotter that just kind of grabs onto your legs or hugs you and, you know, assists you as you do pull-ups. I highly recommend that because I never did pull-ups very often before. And the last few months, I'm obsessed. If you watch my gym workouts, let's put one right up there. You'll see that whatever I'm doing, I just can't stay away. It's like a tractor beam. It pulls me in, that pull-up bar, all different kinds. You add core work to it, you combine it with lots of other exercises. So kudos to, I forget who wrote that question, but kudos to you to want to start doing pull-ups because they are fantastic for your entire body. Where were you born? Seems like you've been everywhere. I was born in Southern California in a city called Manhattan Beach. If we're ever there at the same time, you have to buy me a Chinese chicken salad at the Kettle. What's your advice for launching a fitness brand with videos? Oh, that's like a whole meeting. You gotta take a meeting with me for that. I would just say make sure that what you have to offer is needed, that people want it. Work to find a niche. Like my niche is definitely like power yoga, yoga, Pilates core, body weight exercises. Also specifically, if you want to get like a subculture of that, it's workouts for men, because there's not a lot of videos out there that address men's issues with yoga and Pilates, so I definitely got that going for me. But, you know, you make sure you're good in front of the camera. I have a theater background, so I don't mind being in front of the camera. I think it's quite delicious. And as always, supply and demand. You have to offer something that people want. Be yourself on the video. When I first started doing videos or teaching classes, there's always that question, like, how do I talk? You know, what do I do? And then I find out, well, I just talk like I normally talk because I'm really passionate about this. It's a business, you know, this brand, I do it 24/7, that if you're not 110% into it, I wouldn't even bother. It's the same as when I was in professional theater. If you're not 100% into it, it's just really tough. It's really tough. You got to love it, be passionate about it. I mean, whatever you do, be passionate about it. Again, which supplements do you recommend? I don't do supplements anymore. I did isogenics for a while. I liked them, but I'm done. I eat whole plant-based foods with fish several times a week, and I'm very, very happy. Post-workout, we talked about pre-workout. I get questions about what I have post-workout. Jillian made these bars, and I'll probably do a post on them. They're fantastic. It's almond butter, peanut butter, dried fruit, dates, and oats, and these really concentrated bars. You get a huge helping of protein and fiber. They're just fantastic. So I'll post about those two, probably mention them in a video more, to break them down so you can maybe prepare them on your own, because I like that. I like that. What do you use to film? I'd show you, but it's filming right now. I use the GoPro, what is it, the Hero 3 Plus. And if you've been following me for a while, you probably watched videos that were filmed with this little baby right here. This is the Flip Ultra HD. I think it's the original one. I bought this back in 2009. I actually taped over the flashing light because sometimes I would film classes when I taught at Gold's in Orlando or other classes. I didn't want people to know that, but I thought it looked cool when you have like 80 people in the room. So this, I think she just up and died a couple of years ago, but I used her for many years as well. But the last year and a half, it's been my GoPro. Sean, why do you work out? That's a big question too. The word I always think of is longevity. I want to be doing this for another 40 or 50 years. Also, I run my own fitness brand, duh, because you're watching this. So it behooves me, I love that word, behooves me to stay as healthy as I can so I can keep making videos for you, videos and teaching classes and doing all the other stuff I do with my brand. So I'm all about being healthy, very flexible, very functional, strength very strong. As I said before, I turned 41 in a couple weeks. So the game plan changes with every year that goes by. It becomes much deeper, much more philosophical. I just love it. I love being able to move. It's beautiful here in the summer. I go walking every day. I go biking. I'm filming. I enjoy it so much. You watch my videos, you know that I love to move, and the healthier I can be, the longer I can do that. So that's about it. All right, we got time for one more on the list. I like to keep a nice variety of these questions, by the way. So we got a lot of health and fitness and just life questions too, because to me, health and fitness is life. Everything just ties together. I don't separate the two. Tell us a little more about your opera and theater experience. Oh God, there's so much to tell about that. I performed for about 12 years, did everything from music theater to Shakespeare to opera. As I said, I trained as an operatic baritone. I gotta incorporate that more in my videos. Sometimes I would throw some singing in there and just scare the hell out of people. But I cut my teeth singing a lot of Mozart, a lot of Verdi. I was a little too young though for that when I was singing it. Now actually my voice is kind of in its prime, 40 years old. That's great for men's singing voices. And you can tell I'm talking down here now. But I loved it. I toured all over the U.S. That's what brought me to Florida, because there's so much professional theater in Florida. I worked, if you're in theater, let me run a few theaters by you. You may have heard of some of these. I worked a lot at Seaside Music Theater in Daytona Beach, at the Riverside Theater in Vero Beach, Actors Playhouse in Coral Gables, the Broadway Palm Dinner Theater in Fort Myers. I worked at the Dutch Apple Theater in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, the Crown Uptown Theater in Wichita, which is now gone, the Mark II Theater in Orlando, which is now gone, the Hollywood Playhouse in Florida, the Alhambra Dinner Theater in Jacksonville. I mean, these are just a few. I worked in New Jersey. What was that? The Premier theater in Manasquan, New Jersey. I played Lieutenant Cable in South Pacific there. And I did like 60, 70, 80 shows all over the country. And I toured Europe with several choirs also. But I kept coming back to Florida. I would probably have never visited Florida. I came from Wisconsin, and I kept coming down. Like Seaside Music Theater brought me down there. By the way, Seaside is no more, which is very sad. They went under a number of years ago because I did a number of summers there and winter seasons. So I traveled around, did a lot of auditions, went to New York for auditions, went to SCTCs, FIPDAs, Mid-Americas. Oh, and also got to give a shout out to the Big Fork Summer Playhouse in Big Fork, Montana, which I did 2 summers at in the acting company. God, that was back in 96 and 97. Just amazing, amazing times. Wild, amazing times. And then I went back and I directed Hello Dolly in 2006 there. I'm heading up there in September, I think, to visit my best friend who just bought a house. But that's too much information. So I'll tell you more about my theater experience. It's like another life. As I said, life is very episodic. But it's one of those, it's just like fitness. What I do now, that you give 100%, you're so passionate about it. So if the passion ever runs dry, I can't do it anymore. With theater, I got a little burned out. And if you're burned out on it, you just don't do it. Just don't do it at all. Either you're 100% in, what do they say, shit or get off the pot. Sorry about that language. I didn't mean to say pot. All right, well, we'll save more questions for the next video. Thank you again for watching, for listening, for sharing. Put your comment below, your questions that you have. And keep rocking and rolling. I don't know why I just said that. Reminds me of Dirk Diggler and Boogie Nights. I'm going to keep rocking and rolling. Make sure you download my free fitness app also for Apple and Android. Links up there. Get my new book, Power Yoga for Athletes. Things are cooking here at SeanVigueFitness.com. Can't do it without you. I hope you have a wonderful day and an even more pleasant tomorrow. God bless, my friends.